Everyone, Glover Karen here. Gonna be doing a reaction to Anime America again, but this time it's gonna be top 10 worst parents in anime. Like I said, I've seen a lot of anime. There are some really bad parents in anime that I've seen in a long time. But I've seen some even regular cartoons have bad parents. But these are parents that do a lot, that do the most, do all series. But I hope y'all enjoy this video. Like and subscribe to the channel and subscribe to Anime America as well. And let's get into it. And there's a lot of spoilers too. I gonna get spoiled a lot. It's gonna be my fault because I spoiled myself.
Since we did top 10 best mothers and fathers of anime, we've gotten a lot of requests to highlight the polar opposites, the parents that are undeniably—
I don't know why I don't like the worst stuff. I think it's because the good stuff is just like charming stuff, but the worst stuff, you just vent your frustration out of the video and these characters that we all do not like.
bad. The parents that are so undeniably bad, it's hard to understand why they decided to reproduce in the first place. For this list, we've chosen bad parents who do horribly despicable things to their own children. Whether they choose to use their children for their own selfish needs or just flat out neglect their children, we believe with your help, we have selected the worst of the worst. So here we go. Top 10 worst parents in anime. Genma Saotome.
I never seen Renma 1.5. Never seen this anime. My brother seen it, but I never seen it.
From Ranma half. This was a tricky choice since Genma does show his love for his son from time to
1.5 versus half.
And on occasion is proud to have him. But when you think about his selfish deeds and how low he can sink himself just to get what he wants, Genma is a pretty bad dad. He'll prioritize his own needs and food above Ranma, feels great when putting his son down so he can feel better about himself, and will—
Yes, I know a little bit about the series. Is that Ranma and his father went to this went to the sauna, to this lake sauna type thing, and when they take a bath in it, Ranma turns into a girl, and his father turns to this panda. I saw a little bit of it.
Even arrange his son to marry someone he doesn't know just for his own benefit. He wanted to fulfill a promise he made
a hot spring, as I say that,
to Soan, while also continuing his legacy, anything goes martial arts. But he also made an agreement for Ranma to marry another girl, only to have her dowry stolen for himself. Overall, Genma is one selfish jerk and is one terrible father.
Bad father.
Number 9. Hiromi Shioda from
I haven't seen Assassination Classroom. I've seen like the first episode. I haven't seen the full series. But I heard about this lady and she's the absolute worst in the show.
Assassination Classroom. Once again, I had trouble choosing this one since I had to choose between either the principal or this psycho woman.
So who's the principal? That's the interesting part. So I'm interested who's the principal, but yeah.
The more I looked into her
I haven't seen the show. I had to watch it.
Character and her psychosis, yeah, we made the right choice. Hiromi is a very controlling person, where everything just has to go her way or else. While pregnant with Nagisa, she would talk about how she was hoping for a girl just so she could live out her hopes and dreams through her child.
It makes sense why he's called Nagisa, because it sounds like a female name.
To her dismay, she ended up having a son, but that wasn't going to stop her from having fun. She forces Nagisa to grow out his hair so she can brush his hair as if he was a girl, controls everything he does, and will even...
I like how you got light hair and the mother got dark hair. It's just that it's just polar opposites. That Nagisa's a good person and the mother is just a psychopathic type character.
Force him to wear dresses. You would think anyone who's put through these stressful situations would retaliate, right? Well, if Nagisa ever denies or disobeys his mother, well, just watch.
What the fuck? I don't know. That's what I said. She's like a horrible person.
Well,
Yeah.
that happened. I would have put her higher since she is an overbearing mother who treats her son like a Barbie doll rather than a child, but ever since he saved her life from an attempt to kill Koro-sensei, their relationship is a bit better. Still, it hurts to think of what could have been if that fateful day never came.
So after that, I think she was about to get attacked, or maybe get killed, but Nagisa saved her, and now she treats her kid like her actual son now. Alright, thank you, but you still a bad parent after that time.
Number 8. Ren Soma from...
I've never seen Fruits Basket. Never seen it, but I heard... Never seen it, but I know one of the characters that's a bad character, but it's a female character. But I don't know what it is. Never mind.
Fruits Basket. So, aside from a few parents in the show, it seems every parent in the show was terrible to their kids. I mean, it's not easy accepting the fact that your child is cursed and can transform into zodiac animals, but I'd at least give a gold star to my kid if that happened. I don't know, that's just me, because I think transforming kids would be cool.
Are they actually pouring in the new anime version? Because it looks like in the old version they didn't put her in the anime, but in the new one they did put her in the anime.
Although you don't see Ren in the anime, you do see the result of her actions
In season 3, alright.
through her daughter Akito. So pretty much this horrible...
This character right here. This character right here. This female character is a bad character as well, because how the mother treated her.
Of a human being who makes the Soma family suffer is the result of extreme child abuse. How horrible of a person do you have to have your actions turn your child into...
She looks like a boy. I know the character looks like a boy, but it's a female. Let's just say that. I thought it was a boy too, but it's technically a female.
You did this! This is your fault! If Ittori loses his sight, it's your fault! It's your fault!
Because it made the character sound like a boy, even though it's a girl.
Akito! Ittori! Do you think you can lift the Soma curse? Do you?
That? Well, Ren wasn't a mentally stable person to begin with. But how can you be jealous of your own child because your husband spends time with her? I'm sorry, but Ren and her husband made love, and their love created a child. He loves the child she gave him. And she is so disturbed, she grows jealous and wants her husband all to herself. So she tortures and manipulates Akito whenever she can. She forced Akito to look and behave like a man throughout her childhood.
Makes sense why she looks like a boy, because the mother made her do that. So I feel bad for Akito, because how her mother been treating her since she was a kid, and then she started doing that. It doesn't justify Akito to treat others like that too, but it's like you can't really blame her because of her mother, how she was treated.
Her by telling her she'll be all alone with no one to love her forever, and will even threaten her child with a knife to get what she wants. She tortured her child non-stop, and it was all because she was obsessed over her love for her husband. Number 7. Charles and Marianne v.
I've seen season 1 of Code Geass, but I agree with this one because these two are just terrible parents. In a most absolute agree.
Britannia from Code Geass. I am going to try my hardest to explain this, but even I don't know how to explain the bullshit that went down. Lelouch grew up believing that his father was responsible for killing his mother and paralyzing his sister, so he vowed to somehow take vengeance and bring down all of Britannia. Once Lelouch was able to possess Geass, the rest was history. In Season 2, just when Lelouch thought he had control of the situation, Charles arrives in Area 11 and confronts Lelouch along with Marianne, who's still alive. Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen, for another episode of The Bullshit Zone.
About the story of this, it's so bullshit. Real her with this.
Turns out Marianne possessed the Geass to transfer her soul into another person's body.
See, that's what I like about the Geass is that everyone got different types of abilities. Cause I always thought when I never watched Geass for the first time, I always thought, dude, everybody got the same ability as Lelouch, but no, everybody got different abilities. I'm glad they made it like that.
So she hid away in Anya Allstream's body until hers and Charles's plan could finally come to fruition. The plan was known as Ragnarok, to which by using the Sword of Aksha, the Thought Elevator, and 2 codes, Charles can force the collective subconscious of human beings onto the surface of their mask and affect reality, making all humans, both living and dead, into one being. Basically, Charles and Marianne wanted to create a perfect world where dead loved ones could return and everyone would live happily ever after, or so Charles and Marianne thought. Lelouch finally knows the truth now. He knows now that his parents put him in the situation to protect them and to build a better world for them. With everything said,
but you treat your kids like pieces of shit, and I can't really blame Lelouch for this, for killing these two, because if that was the case, you should have been protecting them for a long time, but you didn't.
and done, will Lelouch forgive them? Oh, hell no. Not only did Lelouch object to the idea of such a stagnant world, but he calls them out on their bullshit. Their idea was selfish. They abandoned their children in a war zone. The idea of a perfect world seemed only to be a world fitting for them. Using his Geass, Lelouch made the gods of the world return to reality, thus putting an end to both Charles and Marianne. They always said the pathway to hell is paved with good intentions, and this couple clearly
When he had 2 Geass, he can't race people.
proved that to be true.
I don't know. I have to watch season 2.
Number 6. Medusa Gorgon from...
Medusa deserves to be in this list. I seen a whole thing of Soul Eaters, so I know about Medusa Gorgon. Medusa is a bad mother. How she treated Corona, if I say that character's name right. Corona is genderless. Does it say that? Even though Corona looks like, well, I don't know. Does it say Corona is genderless because of Medusa? How she treated Corona makes a whole lot of sense.
Soul Eater, a witch who loves to experiment on everything and anyone, especially her own child. Medusa swears to awaken the Kishi, to awaken the world from its stagnant peace, so she gives birth to only turn her child Krona into a demon weapon. In order to do so, Medusa would submit Krona through abusive means of torture and would even lock up her child in a dark room for many days as punishment. It's hard to even say whether or not Medusa loved her child, but I would say it's more of a conditional relationship. Medusa could only love Krona if they became the perfect weapon she wanted them to be. If not, Medusa would toss them aside and wouldn't even care if they were dead. Pronouns! Because we really don't know Krona's gender. I wonder if even Medusa remembers, or even cares. Because in the end, Medusa is one heartless mother.
There's no one worse than Medusa.
5. Somehow, I keep having to talk about this unworthy father. Here we go again. Shou.
I hate Shou Tucker so bad. Everyone will agree with me that Shou Tucker is like the absolute worst character in this whole fucking Full Metal Alchemist series, and how he did his daughter, and how he did his wife, and how he did his 2 dogs. Because we found out when, because let's just talk about this. Let's talk about the daughter first. He transformed his daughter with the dog together and created a chimera. Then we found out that he did the same thing to his wife, and it's like, what the fuck? So he did all this just to keep his license, to keep his job, like a piece of shit, like he is. Like, I don't really give a fuck about this dude.
Tucker from Full Metal Alchemist. There was no doubt that he would make this list since his
Nina, I feel bad. It's her name Nina. I think I said it wrong, but I feel bad for this little girl.
actions are without a doubt deplorable. Tucker was well known as the alchemist who could create chimeras, creatures who could talk. This miraculous feat.
But here's the thing I have a little bit of problem with, is that did the fucking the alchemist didn't think about how Shou Tucker is getting all these chimeras from? Or they didn't really think it through?
It happened shortly after his wife and house pet disappeared. Gee, I wonder why. A few years roll by, and he's being pressured to make another one, or else he'll lose his financial support.
The
And
only reason why he created chimeras, I think it's because of Bradley, Ralph. I think it's because of him. Because Ralph is with the fucking homunculus. Because he is a homunculus.
title. After much thought and weighing out his options, he was finally able to make a new one. Oh, just wait till he tells his precious daughter Nina. I'm sure she'll be thrilled.
Okay, I said her name right.
Where is she?
That person, Edward. That person, Edward. Big brother Ed.
Fuck you, Tucker. Fuck me too.
Now, how did I react the first time I covered this? Oh, you son of a bitch! And allow me to repeat myself, you sick son of a bitch! Shou Tucker fused his child with his dog in order to keep his credibility. This sick, twisted, and selfish monster chose to make his own wife and child suffer just to further his career and financial aid. Some would argue that he should be higher on the list, but here's the sad fact. If he was perfectly fine using
he was I agree with her with that. It was perfectly fine just doing that to his daughter and his wife. You can't say he would do it again.
his wife to form the first chimera, it would have been only a matter of time until he used Nina.
Yeah, it would have been maritime. We still can put him in the top worst characters list.
Number 4. Ragyo Kiryuin from Kill la Kill.
Yeah, Ragyo is worse than Ragyo is worse than Medusa.
The very minute this woman discovered life fibers, she began her selfish quest for world domination.
Yeah.
She wanted to create the perfect life using life fibers, even if it meant using her newborn babies as test subjects.
She threw I forgot her the main character's name. I forgot her name. She threw her away and kept the other one, but she sexually assaulted the other one.
When the life fibers failed to fuse with Satsuki, she decided to try again with her newborn, Ryuko. But when that failed, she decides to just dump her baby aside and left her for dead.
I'm surprised she threw Ragyo. I forgot how to pronounce her name. I'm dumb. But she killed Sasuke. That's the surprising thing about that.
Instead of dumping Satsuki, she decides to use her as a tool and prides herself in Satsuki's success. Still, that doesn't stop her from molesting her from time to time. Well, I knew she wasn't Mother the Immaterial, but sexually assaulting your own child? What the hell? Ragyo Kiryuin, a cold-hearted diva who used anything and anyone to rule the world, even her own children.
At least Medusa didn't sexually assault Corona. Medusa was just using Corona. It would actually treat Corona as her own kid if Corona was powerful. But how Ragyo did, she didn't give a fuck about these two. And she sexually assaulted one of them. That's just even worse.
Number 3. Cordelia from Diabolic Lover.
I never watched Diabolic Lovers, but I heard this anime is pretty shit. And this is another vampire anime. Vampire animes in series, even movies, are pretty bad because of how they portray vampire characters.
Selfish to the core, Cordelia only wanted the best things in life for a vampire. She had 2 strong vampire men fight for her hand and birthed 3 children only to get her husband's attention. Even though her children were not her husband's first set of sons, she pushed Ayato into studying every day to prove he could be the next head of the family. With her other 2, it seemed they could do whatever they wanted. She praises Kanato for his singing voice and always relies on Laito for his comfort. And sex. Yeah. It is confirmed that Cordelia had sex with her own son, Laito. He had always wanted his mother's love in any way possible, but he never imagined she would use him for sex. He was eventually locked up for a while as punishment for mating with her, so how does this loving mother respond to his imprisonment? Have sex with his uncle right in front of him. And this wasn't the first time she had sex with her brother-in-law, Richter.
And the father's not doing anything about it. Like he just letting her do it. Just letting her have sex with anybody she wants. It's like what?
She would at times have sex with him, with Kanato still in the room, and made him watch. You know, I'm suddenly regretting never coming up with this list.
The father knew about all this. What the hell?
I never liked Diabolic Lovers. Hell, I made a drinking game out of it.
Rule number 1. Take a drink or shot every time that girl says, "No, please stop, let go." Her screaming for God to help counts.
Yep.
Oh Lord.
After finishing the series and during further research, I am appalled and disgusted that such a character could ever be created.
Diabolic Love was pretty shit anyway because of the characters. Even the main character's pretty shit. So.
And bitter.
Oh God, that hurts. I've been bitten.
Number 2. Get in the Ava shit. Oh, wait.
Yeah, Gendo deserved to be in this because how he treated Shinji. Shinji was a little emo little brat, emo little bitch anyway, but it's like, I think I think he would not be a little bitch if his father treated him like his own kid, but he didn't.
That too soon.
So you feel bad for Shinji.
But I couldn't help myself. Gendo Ikari from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yeah.
There is no doubt that this man loved his wife. Screw the world and everyone in it, but Gendo was madly in love with his wife Yui. This can never be said the same for his son Shinji.
Because it was like episodes where they trying to make you feel like they both are trying to connect with each other. Because it was episodes where they let Shinji talk to his father a couple of times, a week or months or something, about us just being together. But Gendo was just a terrible father. He just don't give a shit about Shinji at all. And I feel bad for Shinji, but he didn't have to be a complete emo through the whole fucking series. At least fight back. He a little bit tried to fight back. He almost killed his father like in the first episode. But it's like he didn't even do much to tell his father, "You a fucking horrible father."
It's hard to even tell if he even gave a damn about his kid when he was even born. But once
he even gave a shit. He was born.
Yui was killed in an accident.
It took him when they were about to be in danger, and he said, "Oh, I got a kid. I just use him to fight these angels.
Gendo doesn't think twice about abandoning his son. He continues his research and goals to use the Ava units to defeat the angels, but also tries to bring his dead wife back in the process. 11 years roll by, and not once did Gendo make any attempts to reach out to his son. That is until Unit Zero's pilot was badly injured, so they needed to find another pilot just in time to fight off the next invasion.
They had Oscar, they had her, but he decided maybe we should use my son instead.
And I'm pretty sure Gendo was just sitting there like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I have a kid, don't I? Well, let's see if I can put that little bastard to use, I guess.
Yeah.
Gendo summons Shinji to the facility and tells him just right off the bat. Oh, now? Okay. Get in the Ava, Shinji! 11 years with no word or love, and he just wants Shinji to do as he's told by jumping into a giant robot and fight giant monsters. Love you too, Dad. His wife Yue wanted to fight for a better world for their son to thrive in.
Yeah, the wife said, like, when I die, is to take care of our son. But he didn't even gave a shit about her wishes, and he just ignore her wishes, and I accidentally skipped it. But oh my god, what the fuck? But either way, the mother wants a world for him and his son to be together. But when she died, he ain't gave a shit about her wishes. He just like, I'm gonna try to bring you back. I don't give a shit about this son. Fuck him. But I'm gonna use him to fight these angels for me.
Most infamous.
But if she was to come back to life, she was to slap him in the face. It's like, what the fuck?
Father in all of anime, but in the end, it's just sad to see a father treat his own child like this.
Yeah. Well, you can say that to every single character we just went past to this whole list.
Before we move forward, here are some honorable mentions.
Yeah, he's honorable mention because I read his story. It's that he treated Zeke terribly, but when he had Aaron, he knows that he treated he treated Zeke so bad that he loved him. He married another female and had a kid named Aaron. Yes, he had Aaron. I tried to say it right. He had Aaron. He wanted to treat Aaron better like he did to Zeke, cause he know he treated Zeke so bad, and he wants to create another world where he didn't do what he did to Zeke. And then I said it all wrong because I skipped over most of this part. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Gambino, yeah, he's in this. But Gambino wasn't never Gus's father, but Gambino was Gus's his adopted father. Gambino was a terrible character anyway in Berserk because he blames Gus for his wife's death. Because he thought Gus was cursed, and he used Gus for money. And Gus had to be in this war because he was like a type of war guy who gets paid for money for going through like fights and everything. Because he was like a knight. Then he sold Gus for sex, so Gus got raped, and Gus got raped by some random dude because he tried to get money off of him. Then he tried to kill Gus too. He tried to kill Gus, but Gus killed him. His army was almost about to kill Gus, but Gus survived. So it's already been fucked with Gambino anyway. Let's just go to the next armament character. I haven't seen this part, Black Buller. I think the season 3. I haven't seen it. Black Cat, never seen Black Cat. Kree's mother. Kree's like the main villain, so it makes sense. Blue Exorcist. Yeah, he's a horrible grandfather. I don't know. I forgot what he did to his son, because everyone knows what his son is. It's Ren Yuki's adopted father. I don't know how he treated his son, but how he was about to kill Ren, and how I think he was about to kill you know too. I forgot. I haven't seen season 1 Black Butter in a long time. Never seen Clarinet. Maybe Berto seen it. I ain't never seen it. Never seen it like I said before, but it makes sense how this character became. It's just blood evil. Fairy tale. I'm glad y'all put this. I'm glad y'all put. I'm glad y'all put him in this list because he was horrible. He was a horrible father to Lucy. No, I think he treated Lucy well until the mother passed away and all that shit happened. Then he gotten better when he sold his place. Then he asked for money from Lucy. And I'm like, I said it to Lucy. I'm like, she did the right thing to tell her father to tell him to piece the fuck off until he sold his place to own the place where him and his wife made. Then he passed away. Then Lucy got sad that he died. He was a bad father, but he at least gotten better. So you can still put him in this list. Full Wars. I haven't seen Full Wars, but how he treated his daughter is pretty shitty. Because this dude likes the main character's father. Am I right or wrong? Yeah, he's a horrible father, this guy. And how because the main plot of this story is these two females, the black girl and this little girl, are trying to find this guy. It's almost like Gone. It's almost like the Gone thing where Gone try to find his father, and you find out Gone's father was a piece of shit. Yeah, this is the same thing to this. He's a piece of shit too. And uh, even though she met her father and went with him, he still dissed her. Like, what the hell? This guy. Girl Yuki, yes, how can you find out what they did how they treated Yuno? It makes a whole lot of sense why Yuno is so evil. Naruto's Gaara's father, not Naruto's father, Gaara's father. Yeah, he was pretty bad. He wasn't the worst father, but put the first how he put the first tail in his son and made him be outcasted by everybody. Then he sent Gaara's like best friend and tried to kill him. And then he died. And that's why Gaara became like a big golf character. Then he turned to a good person. But he at least he apologized for what he did to Gaara. But you still can put him in this list. Jane's parents, I never see. I haven't watched a lot of Pokemon, so I don't know how Jane's parents treated him. Most of these animes.
And the number one worst sets of parents in anime are. This was hard to choose since there were a lot of very bad parents.
A lot.
In the end, I felt the need to highlight this one couple in particular. This may be from a very well-known comedy, and they were only in one episode, but this couple's actions really make my blood boil. Shun Ayasaki and his
Never seen this anime, so let me hear what she had to say about these two.
wife from Hayate the Combat Butler. Now you're probably asking me, what could be worse than torture, abandonment, neglect, and rape?
Yeah.
Well, Hayate was born in poor living circumstances. In order to survive and help pay for the bills, he works many different jobs and even has to lie about his age in order to get higher paying jobs. Well, he sounds like a loving son since he works hard to help his hard-working parents. Hard-working parents. No, that's not the case. Shun and his wife refuse to work. They'd rather spend their days splurging and gambling their money away, and if they get their hands on his hard-working money, they will spend it away. These inexcusable parents have no problem whatsoever using their son and spending away his hard-earned money. They're practically spending child slavery cash for their own selfish greed. And all because they never want to work a single job in their life. Well, at least they're not completely heartless. I mean, look, they're kind enough to give him something for Christmas.
Okay, what's the catch? Why they get? They never. Okay, they've been spending all this money. So what's the catch? What are they giving him? It had to be bad.
There's a first time for everything, you know.
An IOU for 156,804,000 yen?
What the fuck? Is that like almost like $1 million in almost like $1 million in Japan? Let me see. I had to check this out. I had to check this out. $1 million US dollars. Yeah, it's almost like $1 million. They put him in $1 million debt. What the fuck?
Debt. His very first Christmas present from his own parents is their debt.
What the fuck, man?
They borrowed over 150 million yen from the mafia, and they expect him to pay
That's like $1,500,000.
for it. They pretty much accumulated so much debt that they had
Almost $2 million that he had to pay them back. What the?
no problem whatsoever selling their own son to the mafia, for which they plan to do unspeakable things to their child. They used their son, neglected him, and left him for dead just so they can live their lives blissfully as they run away from any sort of
I'm
responsibility.
surprised this is worse than the others in this list, like Shou Tucker and Medusa. No, it's like it's pretty shit.
I know this is played up for comedy, but these two characters make me sick.
Yeah, it's a comedy. This is economy anime. I think I said it so wrong. It's a comedy anime, so it's actually pretty shitty.
Their own child sacrificed everything to make sure they survived, and this is how they repay him? For abandoning reality while their own son suffers for their own selfish deeds, Shun and his wife are without a doubt the worst parents in all of anime.
Yeah, this is pretty bad. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe to the channel and subscribe to Anime America. Like I said before, they make a lot of good videos. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video as well. And I will see you guys later, and goodbye.